We're now going to talk about graphing hyperbolas. And in order to graph a hyperbola, the first thing that we need to do is, well, we need to find the center of the hyperbola. We need to find A and B so that we can find the axes, both of them. We need to find C so that we can find the foci. And then we need to find the asymptotes so that we can correctly draw our graph. And so here's a table of the information that we need, and it's just leaving off the asymptotes, but there's a line that goes through here and a line that goes through here, and this is at y equals b over ax, and this is at y equals minus b over ax. This one's the same, except for the way they've written this, they always put the a first, so this is y equals b over ax, no, a over bx, there we go. The one under the y goes on top. And this is at y equals minus a over bx. And the one with the x goes underneath. So let's actually demonstrate this now. And we're going to start with 25x squared minus 4y squared equals 100. And when we have this, we know that we need to get a 1 on the right, so we're going to divide everything by 100. And so we're going to get x squared over 4 minus y squared over 25 equals 1. So our center is going to be at 0, 0 because there's nothing inside parentheses. That's changing that. Our a is going to equal 4. Our a squared is 4. Our b squared is 25. That means in this particular case that a is 2 and b is 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out 2 and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, and I like to draw a box here, and that box is going to help us. So here's our transverse axis, here's our conjugate axis, and our vertexes are here and here because it's the x squared is positive. So now that I have my vertices, and I have my center point, all I need left are my asymptotes. My asymptotes are at y equals plus or minus 5 over 2x, so up 5 over 2, 2, 2, 2, up another 5 over 2. Going to put us just around the box, and this gives us a line here, a line here, and now to graph our line, all we have to do is start at the vertex and go towards the asymptote and follow it off. And up and towards our asymptote, and down and towards our asymptote, and follow it off. And we have graphed our hyperbola. Let's look at one more. So as we have 9y squared minus x squared equals 1. So again, this is a 1 already. So this is over 1 over 1. This means that b squared is 1/9, and a squared is just 1. So a is 1, and b is 1/3. That means we're going to go over 1, and up 1/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make each of my tick marks are in thirds to make this easier. So we're going to go over 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That should be an x. 1, 2, 3, that should be an x. And I'm going to go up 1, and that gets a dot. And I'm going to go down 1, and that gets a dot. I'm going to draw in my box. My vertices are found. My center is found. That was at 0, 0 because there's no parentheses or anything. And in this particular case, I'm going to get 1/3 divided by 1. Y equals plus or minus 1/3 divided by 1x, which is just y equals plus or minus 1/3 x. So over 1, up 1, over 3, up 1, down. Now over 3, up 1, over 3, down 1. And just keep that pattern going in both directions, and then you get, I think I went a little too low on that one. So here's my asymptotes going right through that line, and oops, curved too early. There we go, shouldn't curve at all. And then all I have to do is draw from my vertice over. Oh, you know what? I left something off of the last one too, so I've got to readdress this. The other thing that I forgot were the foci, which is at c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So this is at c squared equals 1 plus 1/9, or 10/9. So c is the square root of 10 over 3, which is just a little bit more than 1. So that's going to be a dot about, let's put it right there and right there. So those are my foci at 0, square root of 10 over 3, and 0 minus square root of 10 over 3. And if we come back up here, we get a squared plus b squared, so c squared is 4 plus 25, which is 29, so c is the square root of 29, which is just a little bit more than 5. So here, we're going to go a little bit more, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, so a little bit more, 3, 4, 5, a little bit more. There's my foci at the square root of 29, 0, and minus, this is the positive square root of 29, 0, and this is the negative square root of 29, 0. So I forgot about the foci. Don't leave those off. They need to be a part of your graph. But now we've graphed both of our examples.